Welcome, my beautiful souls and my fellow Virgos. Today we are going to do the Virgo reading for March 2025. Getting into spring, love it. This is going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Many of you are intuitively guided, and I thank you for paying attention to your intuition, as do your spirit guides. You can certainly be in love with the Virgo. I know I am. Um, my boyfriend's a Virgo and Virgo Sun and Virgo Moon. It's a lot of Virgo. And then I'm Virgo with the Gemini Moon. But anyway, so you could certainly be in love with the Virgo. We're not the easiest to love, but when we do love completely. And I know some are going to be like, well, not all Virgos. And you're right, not all Virgos. Um, but on a core level. Okay, there's a couple things I want to talk about before we get into the cards. So there's just some things I wrote down that I feel like we should go through. So like your caption for the month, I put a romantic mood, but also staying grounded within that energy. Financial opportunities and new ideas, freelancing. I feel like side activities may end up becoming a full-time replacement for your main job. I felt that for quite a while for you, like, moving out of like working for the man and starting to work for yourself. Um, this is a month also where I definitely feel like you're going to begin to see the fruits of your labor. Let's say you're just starting something, then I don't think it'll take long for you just to feel, okay, this is the right path. Because seeing the fruits of your labor, yes, it can talk about money, and I do mean money, um, but it can also be satisfaction, especially if you're using your compassion and your empathy and you know that you're helping others. I feel like, I don't know, at least for me being a Virgo, that brings me deep satisfaction knowing that I can help others in, really any way. Um, your intuition, our intuition is notably enhanced this month. And mainly I feel because there are going to be some really great adventures that await. So using that intuition, our intuition, to be willing to step upon the path of these new adventures. I don't feel like it's a one-time thing. I feel like this month will really have you believing in miracles again. I really do. I'm not going to say the whole month is like, you know, lovey and dovey. There are some planetary actions where you do have to keep in mind, like, like not overreacting to things. Yeah, just, I feel the more grounded you are in March, the more you're going to flow through what I feel wants to come to you anyway. Um, and then I put down fate will call and we should listen. We should follow. But it's an intuitive call. So we just have to trust. Again, another reason to trust your intuition. And I even wrote something on the side. The lunar eclipse focuses your attention on really intimate relationships. It's an excellent time to start a new relationship or um, help strengthen an existing relationship. What's interesting is I am doing opposites again this month. Um, I haven't done it for a couple months, but I decided to do it again this month, and I just did Pisces, who is our opposite, and they have similar energy to ours, though a different approach. So we'll see. Um, okay, so I wanted to get that out there. But anyway, so this again is going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, those intuitively guided. Again, you may be in love with the Virgo. I just feel like whatever brought you here, there's a reason. Especially if you felt intuitively guided, like something, like maybe because the readings are usually long, maybe you thought, oh, I think I'll just bypass it. But something pulls you back. Well, that's your spirit guides, my dears. Because I read through my spirit guides and I know they connect to your guides and I know how they work. I just know it. They'll put that instinct within you. And again, we may not pay attention the first time, but something will pull us back. And Virgo, we are a very intuitive sign. So definitely trust that. Um, okay. So I brought out Mother Mary for her words of wisdom, the Gilded Tarot to clarify and go deeper. We have Seven of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Someone may be having a hard time making a decision. Could be an emotional decision. I'm not taking these yet, but I do want to notice that, they didn't come up with the rest. So somebody could be right now in the middle of making a decision relating to, well, it looks like a cup is coming your way. But anyway, so we'll use them. I did bring out the romance angels in case love comes up. But again, just the title that I felt for Virgo, a romantic mood. So I have a feeling love will come up. We're going to use major arcanas for bullet points, but they tell their own beautiful little messages. And for the main spread, we're going to use the Tarot of Dreams. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the Tarot portion. And we're going to start with Mother Mary. And while I'm shuffling, I want to let everybody know that I did add a few different membership programs. I'm still kind of working on them. I have membership one, which is a thank you, Sandy. That's what it says. Thank you, Sandy. Um, and then I do send like special information to those members. And then I now have a second one where I'm doing lives. But I used to I began doing lives with members only. And then I felt something made me feel like it feels unfair, like I should open it up to all of YouTube. So I did, and I loved it, but it really was exhausting. I was on there it was hard to get off because people kept coming on. And I'm just that type of person where it's like, I don't want to keep someone, like I know if they're here, they really need help. So what I decided to do, not that I'm going to stop doing that, I will continue to do live readings for everyone, but I'm also doing memberships. So you can pay one fee monthly, and then when we go live, and it will be just members, you don't have to worry about like donations and all that. You can ask whatever questions you want. The only thing I ask is just to be fair, to give everyone time. But, I've done this before, and I have to say that we become very close, a very close knit family. Um, so I really never have to worry. I never had to worry about that. And then I am also going to start one which I've been asked to do for years, where I'm going to teach tarot. So I'm going to do some tarot courses. That I haven't, like, I set a price, but then I realized it's a reoccurring price, and that's not what I want. Like, I think I'm either going to do a one-time fee, or if I do it on a, like, monthly basis, then I'll definitely lower that amount. So that's in the works. And by the way, Virgo, I feel this is a year where, like, these ideas, these things that we previously put off, I feel like this is a year that we are bringing everything to the table. And I feel like we're being called to also. I know I feel that calling, and I'm going to take advantage of it. I started a podcast. I have 3 books in the works. So I've been working on some of them. There's just so much I want to do, but we'll get there. All right. I think I caught Mother Mary, but let's go ahead and do it anyway. All right, Virgo. Well, that didn't take long at all. All right, you got 3. Open your heart. That makes sense. Open your heart. I allow myself to feel the full range of emotions, especially all forms of love. Open your heart. Mother. I open my heart to my mother's humanness and her divinity. And then last but not least, forgiveness. Big part of life. We have to learn how to forgive and then let it go. Some of you, this might be connected directly to your mother. Interesting. I am willing to release old resentment so that I may enjoy my life. I have to tell you, what it makes me feel like is, like issues I had with my own mother growing up. And I have forgiven. And I remember my sister and I having a talk and her saying, "Oh, I'll never forgive mom." And I said to her, "You have to find a way. You just have to find a way." Not that my mother was horrible or abusive. She just doesn't, she wasn't emotional with us. She's actually one of the reasons why Sam and I broke up because she never said I loved you. And when he said he loved me, I couldn't say it back, even though I did love him. So he broke up with me. He like kicked me to the curb. And I remember that day. I remember that day. It was a sad day. Okay, but anyways, I'm sure it's going to be different for different people. But hopefully intuitively, you know what the message means for you. All right, let's bring in the major arcanas. And by the way, the reason why I do opposite signs like this is because I feel like there's a lot we can learn from our opposite sign. Let's face it, Virgo, we are not the most emotional creatures in the world until we truly give ourselves to someone and they give themselves to us. We tend to like hold back on that. But we're good in other areas. I'm not saying Virgo's not good in love. I think Virgo's very good in love, but I feel like, we do hold back until we're pretty sure. That may drive some other signs a little crazy. But that's one of the things we can learn from Pisces. What's that saying? Opposites attract. I believe that. All right. Well, that's weird. Okay. We have the Hierophant, part of Taurus. Number 5. So, change. This is about your belief system, your faith, hope, maybe even your trust in divine, in God. I often feel in this image that this person, that it's like this priest or minister, whatever they may be. I feel like they're giving a blessing. It just looks like they're about to bless something. And if we think that the five, well, we know five is about a change. So when it's in, like, it comes through an image like this, I feel like it literally just wants you to ask yourself, like, are you living life according to your terms? I feel like Virgo has very high morals. And are you living up to those morals? Again, there does feel like there's a blessing, so I don't want to take it to a negative place. Let's keep going. Justice. Justice, card Libra. And then, interesting, the devil. It's like we have the light and the dark. The devil is about temptations. Card of Capricorn, by the way. Interesting, the devil is mirroring the Hierophant. Really, the light and the dark. With justice right in between the two of them. Like, it feels like I have an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. And I have to decide which I'm going to knock off my shoulder through the sword of justice. Remember, justice is about making you whole again. So something has you unbalanced. And is it the light or is it the dark? Now, it could simply be Capricorn, Taurus, Libra, but it's just not how I'm feeling it. Some of you, I feel like there's been certain, let's just say things, maybe even people that you get tempted to. It's like, I don't know, I think back in my younger days where, I was always tempted to the bad boy. And the more someone told me, oh, you shouldn't go after that person, the more I went after them. And then eventually would pay the consequences. Okay, well, put them here because I think I'm going to use the clarifying love situations also, but we'll see. All right, let's bring in the Tarot of Dreams and let's go deeper. Let's figure out what this is. But I'm telling you, it literally feels like you have an angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. And which one are you going to feed? Because whichever one you feed is the one that's going to grow. Jeez. All right. We're going to take them like they came out. We have the King of Swords. Interesting how this king looks like he's behind bars. Like I'm behind bars. Um, King of Swords can certainly be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have Libra right there. We have the Fool, a new beginning. But hang on, not so quick with the Hangman. So I feel like someone wants this new beginning. Yet the Hangman is a pause in the action. The Hangman is seeking wisdom, spiritual wisdom to use on this earthly plane. So, this pause in action is not for nothing. I am seeking, spiritual wisdom. And I do feel, if the Hangman was in reverse, it would be a spiritual awakening. Some of you, that may be exactly what you're heading towards. Okay. We have the Chariot, card of Cancer. I'm going to take 5 across. Dun, dun, dun. And then, well, hello, beautiful Knight of Cups. Unexpected couple fulfillment coming into the reading. Literally, he's coming in. He, she. This is unexpected. I feel like as it starts to come in, I'm either going to say yes or I'm going to say no. Now, I guess it depends who's coming in. But because the chariot's right before it, to me, that is the balance of the feminine and the masculine. It's the balance of the light and the dark. And that's really what makes the chariot move. It's your intentions. The chariot is not driven by the reins of, on the horse. It's driven by your intentions. And it represents unlimited potential. But balance is needed. I often relate it to like if you buy a car, that's great, but what if it has four flat tires? How far can I go in this beautiful new car that sits in my driveway? Versus if all my tires are inflated, well, I can go as far as I want. This Knight of Cups is also mirroring the King of Swords. So I find kind of interesting that I feel like this king is behind bars now. These bars could be him trapped within a situation within his life. And maybe also what the hangman is. Interesting because I just got the message that some of you could certainly be waiting for someone who, again, feels like they're behind bars. And when I say that, I feel they feel stuck within their situation, within their life, with whatever they created. And I feel like some of us are waiting to see if someone will free themselves. But I feel some of us are not. Just keep going. You do like the chariot after the hangman because where there was a pause, the chariot means there's now movement, and the chariot's heading right towards the Knight of Cups, as the Knight of Cups is also heading right towards it. So it lets us know that this unexpected cup of fulfillment really does carry unlimited potential. Doesn't mean we always allow ourselves to feel that. We have the Eight of Swords, but it came in reverse. Nice. It's like this king just freed himself. It's like this king was just freed from prison. Nice. Eight of Swords it's a self-created prison. And I do feel like this king is regretful for some actions that he has taken and now again has felt stuck within that situation. But this again, self-created. And the only person who can uncreate it, like you can't uncreate it for this person, they have to. But literally, they do. Because when you uncreate this prison, it's a sense of freedom. It could be a new beginning. It is a new beginning for this king. But how does this king relate to you? That's what I want to know. Though he is mirroring that Knight of Cups. No wonder the full also is right next to him. We're going to take what came out first. Um, because it literally he frees himself, jumps into the fool's energy. That means free and clear, ready to take a leap of faith. But then he's also met by the hangman. Okay, let's see why. We have our major arcana, the hermit. We're in the year of the hermit. Final year of a 9-year cycle. Next year, we begin a new 9-year cycle. That's why I think it's really important that we take that seriously. Like, what is it I want to bring along on this new journey? And what no longer has a place in my life. You have every right to live the life that you want to live. And the hermit definitely wants you to do that reflection. It is spiritual reflection. It is asking those tough spiritual questions. But I love how the hermit's also connected to the Hierophant, the light, where I feel like there's a blessing. He kind of looks like he's being patient. I don't know why. I have a feeling some of you may have, whether you know this king yet or not. And by the way, it can be a queen, because I know I have both female and male listeners. Okay, what else we have? The Emperor under the Hangman. Two swords under the Chariot. Look at this, the Devil under the Knight of Cups and the Six of Swords. I feel like I'm going to take that right here. So I feel like I want to take one more on the other side. Hello, Nine of Cups. I'm telling you, someone has freed themselves. I love the Emperor being here. And yes, that could represent an Aries, but I feel like this is talking more about what I felt, where many of you, like your side hustles becoming your main job. I often feel the Emperor is like a business owner, definitely a leader of the people, someone that we can look up to, unless he was in reverse, but he's not. Some of you, this could talk about, like within your financial house or your career, things that you've held back. You just didn't know if it was the right time. This is the right time. How do I love that the Knight of Cups is now connected to the Nine of Cups? The Nine of Cups is inner harmony, but it's also about fulfillment of wishes. For some of you, the devil is a Capricorn. I feel like there's no other way of looking at that. But, well, I shouldn't have said that because I do feel also an angel on his shoulder and a devil on the other. But I do have to at least recognize that for some, this could represent Capricorn for you. So we have the Six of Swords over here. So it feels like this king was dealing with some toxic energy. And it feels like this king had to be proactive in his own life. He had to realize that he was stuck. Well, he wasn't stuck. That was an illusion. It's an illusion many of us have that we're stuck. That's how the devil works. That's how shadow works, making you feel stuck. Well, the light will show you that you're not. And that's exactly what this king has realized. And I don't know why, but I feel like for some of you, that makes you happy. See what's on the bottom of the deck. Five of Wands. A lot of fighting. Drama. To no end. It just goes on and on and on. Um, Five of Wands. I feel like the one thing you want to be careful of is that you don't get pulled into other people's drama because it is an ego type energy. Like, I'm right. No, I'm right. No, I'm right. Uh-uh. I'm right. And the truth of the matter is, it doesn't even matter who's right because these people don't get along. They just don't get along. I feel like if you've been dealing with drama like in a workplace, it could have been something that like forced you to start thinking in a different way. Like, how do I change this situation? Well, with the Emperor here, I feel like you possess that wisdom. And I even love the Hermit next to it, spiritual wisdom, earthly wisdom, but also spiritual wisdom. That feels complete to me. And I have to say, that's what justice's job is, to make you whole. Well, these two elements together makes me feel whole. Now, we do have the Two of Swords here. And the Devil's so close to the Two of Swords. So one of the best things, or one of the, how can I say this? Um, One of the things the Devil's known for, and I'm talking about tarot, is casting illusions. Well, I'm talking about the real devil too, right? Shadow, darkness, casting illusions, making one feel, that things are worse than maybe they really are. Again, making us feel stuck. If you look at just this image alone, this person's in a cage, right? They feel like, okay, well, here I am in this cage. The door is wide open. The devil's influence is making this person think that the door is closed, but it's not. That is an illusion, my friend. Maybe two people needed to really free, I want to say free themselves, but I feel like it could be freeing of one's thoughts. Like the willingness to take a chance. So the Two Swords, it's a blindfold. It can be a block. It's usually something you just don't want to face. But I'm telling you, it's better to face it than not face it. Because the longer I don't face it, the bigger I feel the problem becomes. Versus if I just go right in and deal with it. I feel like this king has been trapped in a certain situation. And I'm saying trapped, but truth be told, like I do feel the king could have freed himself, but he didn't feel that. And I feel like it's been a little while. But listen, the king is free now. The king is free. Not only is the king free, but the king is putting the toxicity of what was behind him. Might be why Mother Mary is asking you to open your heart. Let's say the emperor has anything to do with love. Well, that would mean that this is someone we can look up to. This is definitely someone who's had a lot of experiences, both good and hard, but has overcome. And that's how the emperor becomes the leader of the people, you know, through empathy, compassion. But the emperor is much more methodical than like the empress. But they both have the same ultimate goal, helping others. In Virgo, I feel like that's just a part of our nature. So maybe there's been some plans on hold. And, I feel like some of you have been really evolving on a spiritual level. And now maybe you're using this. Well, I hope you're using it every day in your everyday life. But some of you, again, your side hustle becoming your main job, your main source of income. I have you here ultimately loving your life. And the Knight of Cups is about fulfillment of wishes. Well, it's coming over the Knight of Cups. It's interesting because we have a nice mixture here. I feel like as it relates to your money, it definitely feels like the opportunity to increase it. Um, Build up that name, like make a name for yourself. The Emperor loves to help the underdog and is great at it. The Hermit, I feel, is a natural healer, an old soul. Well, that is our sign. You combine those. That's pretty powerful. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. Actually, I'm going to look underneath that. The Two of Pentacles. So I have a feeling it's interesting how I'm feeling the King is dealing with more of this energy than you at this moment. Of course, some of you may be waiting for someone to free themselves. And here they do. But it wasn't easy. And I don't feel like it has anything to do, whatever I'm freeing myself from, I don't feel like it has anything to do with, because let's say it was love, because I'm still in love with someone. I feel like there's more. I feel the opposite because first thing I felt was this king feels like he's behind bars. And then literally the freeing of oneself. And I know it's him. And then the fool. It just makes perfect sense. We have the Four of Pentacles. Excuse me. We have the King of Pentacles. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Right there with Taurus. But Virgo right below it. King of Pentacles coming over the Fool. These two kings could certainly be the same person. It's interesting because I feel like the King of Swords moved. Like, I feel like he was living somewhere, maybe with someone, and I feel like he made a physical move, like changed locations. I feel like it was the right move. And this King of Swords and King of Pentacles can certainly be the same person, because we want to realize we're a little bit of everything and we have different sides to ourselves. Okay, well, let's keep going. We'll see. But I'm definitely feeling like this king, the King of Swords, made a physical move. Like I feel like he freed himself and then a physical move. So left, split. I'm out of here. Oh, love it. The Nine of Pentacles. So this is another Virgo card, by the way. And I have to say, you're getting a lot of the same, well, similar messages to Pisces, but I am using different decks. So I love the Nine of Pentacles, independent success. I literally wrote about it before we started this reading because I felt it. This is you seeing the fruits of your labor. Some of you have made changes within what you do for a living. And even, okay, there's one before that. I see the Ten of Cups. Um, and the first thing I thought of is working from home and really loving it. So you're the one who sees the fruits of your labors in the Nine of Pentacles. You know, this isn't about splitting it with the big man. It's your work, your ideas, your success. This is a very independent nature, but in the best of ways. I don't mean like, where I mean, it's up to everyone. It's up to each their own. But I don't feel the energy of shutting myself down. I know some of you already have a business, and I feel like this means that you're going to see, well, if you feel like you haven't seen success yet, hang on to your hat. You do have to be willing to put the work in. But if you're willing, well, literally hang on to your hat. What else I love about the Nine of Pentacles, because we do have the Knight of Cups here, so that is potential love coming in. But first and foremost, this has you in a very, well, grounded energy. This has you in the energy of being able to take care of. So I don't need someone to come in and take care of my life, right? I'd love to have you as a partner. Here comes the Virgo in me, but don't come in and try to change my life. And I don't even mean that in an ignorant way, just what I feel. Like I know what I'm doing. Thank you very much. Okay. Six of Cups. Someone that I used to know. And then hello, Ten of Cups over the Knight of Cups. Wow. First of all, let's recognize that we have the Nine of Cups. Inner fulfillment. Feeling strong on your own 2 feet. And then fulfillment of wishes. Well, if you take this Nine of Cups, add it to the cup this Knight is bringing in, that would bring you to the Ten of Cups. House of love. House of harmony. Laughter. Joy. Boy, it feels like the opposite of over here. Let me put it this way. I feel like if someone is making an offer to you of romance, I feel like there is this recognition of you whether I've known you in the past or not, there's this recognition of, I don't know, like, I just like who you are. I like who you are in a core level. I like what you stand for. And I feel they're saying this to you. Now, whether they say it or not, they're definitely thinking it. It's almost like someone who's going to be a little blown away with you. This definitely is an offer of love. And it is mirroring the king. So I kind of can't leave him out of the equation. But again, it doesn't have to mean the king of swords. Because just to me, it's someone who's has definitely freed themselves. And even the King of Pentacles showing up, in the upright is very stable energy. Yeah, maybe it's not super emotional, but there's a lot that comes with this king. First of all, this king is someone who, when he looks at life, he looks at the big picture. This is someone who, I'm going to say it, but I already know I'm going to get some comments, but is very loyal. And yes, I know not all our signs are loyal. I know that. But in this reading, I feel loyalty. I feel growth. I feel stability. I feel like someone who, I feel like they're going to say, I finally got my shit together. They're allowing themselves to have this new beginning. And I feel like they're following their faith. How can that be bad? I don't feel like they're bringing the past, the hardships of the past with them. I feel like they are, I don't know why I'm talking so much about this person, but I definitely feel that they're leaving the past in the past. Yes, I'll extract the wisdom of the lessons, but other than that, adios. And I just have to tell you on a personal note, I love when I see, because I really do love you guys, and I really do want, like, you to have the best lives possible. Um, and one of the things I love to see in a reading is where you yourself feel good about your life. Doesn't mean, you may just be beginning in certain things, but you're feeling that call. You're feeling stronger. And then I feel like that's a good time to fall in love. It'd be very hard for a Virgo to say yes to someone who is with another. I couldn't. I'm not going to say all Virgos couldn't, but I couldn't. I would be too jealous. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be thinking about it all the time, and that would drive me mad. And maybe this king knows that. You may not even have a clue what's going on over here on this king side. You may know them, the Six of Cups, but you may not know that they're even thinking about you. They may not even be freeing themselves for you. They're really doing it for themselves, which is really the way we want it, right? Because I want to know that when you freed yourself, you did it because you no longer want to be in that energy. Okay. Hello, Star. And I have to tell you, you got exactly where Pisces got it. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Card of Aquarius also. Strength card right over the Hermit. I feel like there's nothing we can't overcome. When you put the Strength card over the Hermit, there's nothing we can't overcome. This is about an mm, it's about finding inner balance. I was going to say an inner battle. And I do feel that somewhat with the king, right? It was his battle to fight, and he did. It is an 8, so it is about a new beginning. Right next to the star card, with the Fool right above it. I feel like there's someone who realizes that if my dreams are truly going to come true, then there are certain things that I really need to look at, think about, maybe even eliminate. And I can do it through my faith and my spirituality. I can do it. And then it becomes courage and your power. You never lose it. It's kind of like divine timing is at play right here because I feel like first it is winning that inner battle, and she's looking right at the star, which is about your dreams coming true. And if we go over to the other side of the table, there is the Nine of Cups. That is about fulfillment of wishes. Let's see what else we got. We have the Six of Pentacles. This is the fine art of give and take. This is about compassion and empathy. um, it is wanting to help the underdog. And it is because, well, it's coming over the Emperor, but you're right beside it. And I feel like that is a natural trait. I can definitely see you helping others to overcome things that you yourself have overcome. And boy, I feel like that's exactly how divine uses us. I don't know if use is the right word. This speaks about the compassion and empathy within your heart. And I feel like this empathy, it came from past experiences. It's like the strength card right next to it makes complete sense. But man, you add all this together, what a great business and beautiful fulfillment. All right, let's keep going. Well, hello, joy. There's our fulfillment. Um, the meaning of this card is rejoice and celebration, something to celebrate. Interesting, it's coming over that Two of Swords. We have the Death card. So an ending, but so a new door can open. So it's transformation. Hello, Ace of Cups. And then interesting how the King of Swords was our very first card, and now we have the Queen of Swords connected to the Ace of Cups. I definitely feel like there's been people fighting like these inner battles, and I feel like you're winning these inner battles. But that's because you're bold enough to really look and understand. Like if I continue down this path, well, I already know what it's going to bring me. But if I do this, this may open up this. And you know what I mean? So the death card is about transformation. It's mirroring the star. The card is Scorpio too, also, by the way. But it is about a new door opening. I just can't get beyond someone freeing themselves, whether you know that or not. And then ultimately, I feel like this is the energy that's coming towards you. Now, with the Six of Cups, you cannot say that some of you may already know who this person is, but this would be someone you like. Because the Six of Cups really is about happy memories. Interesting how I felt like this king was moving. Maybe he's moving to your location because someone's about to fall in love. And, let's just say you know this king. And let's say this king was somewhat interested, not somewhat, but was interested in you. But you knew he was connected to another. I feel like, you probably told him, no, no, you can't have it both ways. And I feel like ultimately this king made a decision that you were the one. Now, I feel like that's one situation. I feel like another situation, though, is this king makes a move and he may be moving where you live and you meet. You know, for some reason, past life just came to my mind, like past life love could be. So that would tell me a soulmate. Interesting because as soon as they said that, then I see the death card and I'm thinking, okay, lifetime after lifetime. So not just one lifetime together. Mm. All right. I swear, sometimes I feel like I don't need to clear any clarifiers. Um, but let's look at the three cups. Let's see, even though as soon as I said that, like, let's see what we're going to be celebrating. Well, there's a lot of different things already on the table. We have the Ace of Swords, truthful communication, and then the High Priestess. But you already know that. You'll feel it. You'll know whether someone's speaking the truth. Nowhere do I have any energy that I feel um, that this is talking about anything or anyone that you have to fear or that you can't trust. It feels like everything is turning kind of in your favor. And I feel like a lot of you've been busy doing your thing. And that's why you're now seeing or you're beginning to see the fruits of your labor. I wouldn't be surprised also, though, if communication strikes up between you and this king. Again, to me, the Ace of Swords is, well, first of all, it's my yes card. But it's also to me truthful communication. So whatever being said within this conversation, it is of truth. Where was I going? Well, what are we celebrating? Okay, some type of communication coming in. Well, we know ultimately it's interesting with the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the spread, but that may be the best place for it because I feel like sometimes, well, let me put it a different way. What we got to remember is that we're spiritual beings having human experiences, and that takes a lot of fear away because these human experiences, it just means there's nothing we can't overcome. And I feel like there really hasn't been a whole lot of wasted time. Interesting, the Nine of Pentacles is coming over the Hangman, which is a pause in the action. But I feel like this is where you've been like laying the groundwork to present or to bring out what it is you do in the world. So I don't feel like time has been wasted. Okay. Um, let's look at the star. You know, it's almost like this King of Swords turns into the King of Pentacles once he frees himself. And again, this work that he has to do, there's nothing you can do for him. He has to do it on his own. That is where he will find that courage. Right? He has to find it on his own. But he will. Now, I'm not telling you to wait. Some of you may have already waited, but this person's free now. I'm only saying that for those who know who this person is. Others, you really probably have no clue who's coming in. That reminds me of my story. How out of the blue, one day, 40 years after the fact, Sam reached out and called me. And now we live together. So you never know until you do. All right. Nine of Cups. I just want to be happy. I want to be happy. I want inner fulfillment. And yes, I want some of my wishes to come true. Well, hello. Okay. This is how you do it. This is how you can help your wishes come true. You know, the Fool still remembers the past, but the Fool doesn't bring along the hardships, the anger, the regret, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't bring that along for the ride. This is someone who, like, I feel brand new, especially next to the Nine of Cups. We have the King of Wands, and then we have the Hangman again. Interesting. Who's this King of Wands? Three of Wands, optimism. And victory. Okay, I feel like this is just talking more about a time period. King of Wands would be the king of action. I feel like this king who was in no movement probably for quite a while, now it's completely changed. Why? Because number one, he feels free, or she. He's unencumbered from the past, or her. And now this is someone who's taking on a different look at life. Before I felt stuck, wrapped up in chains. Now I feel free to live life according to my standards, my morals. This is someone who, this is someone who's also trusting in divine, because this is someone who is living in the present moment, and we have the full here twice. So present moment energy is important. Why is present moment energy important? Because that's where your signs are set. That's where you'll notice those signs. And if you notice the sign, tell your guides thank you. Let them know that you notice those signs. I mean, I can't help but think, like, when I said a romantic mood, this is romance, definitely romance. But it's not just romance. Let's make that clear. Because I feel like first and foremost, it's you, and it's your growth, and it's you using that sword. Again, some of you may have that devil and the angel on your shoulder, and you're making that decision of which one you're going to feed, and that's that. And I feel like you're feeding the angel because I'm seeing um what feels like beautiful wisdom, but to use in your everyday life. I can't help but feel you're falling in love. I know that's not going to be everyone, but I don't know. It could be a lot. All right, let's come down and just look right at this Ace of Cups. The world, the next chapter, the next chapter. The Queen of Cups. Well, she'll take that cup. She's actually holding that cup. The Page of Pentacles. Could be the younger King of Pentacles. And hello, Knight of Cups. So there's our love. There they are. You know what I love about the world's energy is it's a very spiritual time in your life. And this is all about your spirituality and your intuition, like expanding. I don't even know if that's the right word. What did I write? Your intuition is notably enhanced, and exciting adventures await. Fate will call, and we should follow. It's an intuitive call, so we have to trust it. Okay, well, it's almost like I didn't need to do the reading. I feel like the page, I do have a feeling for some of you, this is the younger version of someone who has freed themselves. They themselves, I feel like, have evolved. I don't feel like they're carrying any energy you need to worry about. But here's the thing. I feel like you and your intuition are so strong that you don't even have to worry about that. Because when your intuition is strong, then you know intuitively, very quickly, if energy is good or bad. I'm not going to use the name, but I just did a personal reading where someone was looking to buy a house, and I felt it was her spirit guide saying that the minute she walked into a certain house, that she was going to feel it, that it was right. But then I also felt there were certain houses, at least one, that she was going to walk into that she needed to turn around and walk back out of. And the only way you know that is through your intuitive feelings and really trusting that. So, anyways, long story short, we have the Ace of Cups. The Knight of Cups made his way down to the Ace of Cups. The Ten of Cups is over that Ace of Cups. The World, the next chapter. And how do I love this next chapter? I mean, independent success. Even if I'm just starting, it's still the promise that if I focus on it, that it will only grow and grow and grow. And by the way, you can focus on more than one thing because I feel like this is also love. All right, let's bring out the romance angels, and I don't want to overread it. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take. Great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take. Well, I want to say thank you to our guides because I felt that from the very beginning. Forgiving and learning, I felt this also. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. I mean, come on. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. One more round, which brought out two cards. Let go of control issues, Virgo. This is something we definitely have to learn to do. Because who can do it better than us? That's our Virgo trait. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. And dang it, didn't I know it? Past life relationship. I felt it. I knew it. I know it's not everyone. Though you could have certainly had a past life with this person over here, too. You have known each other before. You don't have to be surprised because I do feel like soulmates do come into, or even twin flames will come into not every lifetime together because sometimes we come down here and we just want to learn certain things. You know what I mean? But because we have a lot of old wisdom on the table, it makes sense that this would be a time for these lovers to come back together. Different life. That's why I felt even in the death card is like life after life, death after death. Now that's a journey. Now that's an adventure. And boy, do I hope you take it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I do not want to overread this because I do feel it was very clear, at least for me. I know, not for everyone. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do have to watch a reading more than once. Um, anyway, I just loved it, Virgo. I loved it. I cannot wait to read your comments. Truly. I definitely want to thank you for everything you do for my channel. I have some beautiful Virgos out there. I know that. And I thank each and every one of you, not just Virgos, each and every one of you, because I also know that a lot of people are intuitively guided to readings who don't even know. Like, do I have Virgo in my chart? I don't know. Why does this reading resonate so much? Because your guides called you to it. That's why I try not to give or really harp on a sign. Because I do feel like we have a little bit of everything within us. Okay. I love you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.